Street Fighter 6 has been my main game since it released. I've dabbled in some other fighting games a little, but none have drawn me away from Street Fighter. Having never played a tag game, I wasn't sure how much I'd enjoy 2XKO. I ended up enjoying it a lot, although I do have some concerns. The first few hours of 2XKO were rough. For whatever reason, it took me a long time to get my head around the buttons. I'd be constantly pressing specials instead of tag, or parry instead of dash. I'm not sure what the issue was. I don't think it's the number of buttons, because I use 8 for Street Fighter. I did find the 2 special buttons a bit hard to get my head around. It isn't intuitive to me which move is mapped to which direction. The worst thing is it can be inconsistent. Blitz's anti-air grab is mapped to back when used as an assist, but down when he's the point. This complaint is only a beginner issue. Once I got to grips with the controls, I could start learning the game. The game is surprisingly intuitive. It's worth noting this game is complicated. There are a ton of system mechanics, and although it does have simple inputs, the combos aren't easy. Once I got my head around the controls and execution, I started having a lot of fun. 2X is a satisfying game, and one that plays very differently to Street Fighter. The neutral game is completely different, as is the general game flow. Most of my major concerns with the game went away once I got some time under my belt. Although the game has a lot of depth, it's not too hard to get into. I still haven't fully got to grips with the game by any means. I'm not using parry at all, and I'm often mindlessly mashing retreating guard. Another area I haven't properly explored is fuses. While I've been figuring out the game, I've stuck to double down, which seems to be the easiest fuse to use. Since you start each round with meter, you can double super every combo. While I am enjoying the game, a lot of it is novelty. I'm still figuring things out, and it's hard to say how I'll feel once it's more settled. The neutral of 2X is interesting. Characters are mobile, but most moves are big commitments. The moves need to be committal, because getting your opponent to block usually leads to a mix-up. Assists make every move plus, and it's easy to set up 50-50 situations. This gives 2X a strange dynamic, where both players are dancing around the screen, waiting for the right moment to begin their pressure. Any hit in neutral can be converted to big damage if you call an assist. Although Oki is strong, you have a ton of wake-up options to reset to neutral. I do think the game will eventually become set play heavy once players are more familiar with setups. This brings me to another topic. 2X is an amazing game for lab monsters. It feels like there are so many combo routes to convert from any situation. There's also an endless amount of pressure strings and set play. Labbing in this game is satisfying. It's easy to lose track of time trying out different ideas. 2X isn't like Street Fighter where your options are strictly defined. There's freedom to experiment and to be creative with how the characters and mechanics interact. I do worry that once the game gets figured out, the sheer amount of set play will turn the game into something I don't enjoy. There's currently a big disconnect from the tech that people are labbing and what's happening in the games I play. It's easy to imagine that a month from now, every hit leads to an unseeable 4-way mix-up or a touch of death. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's probably not for me. This might not happen, but round start ToDs are already being found. Although there aren't many characters in 2X, the game has a surprising amount of variety. Your team composition and fuse will significantly affect how your team plays. Although the roster is limited, a given character can be played in many different ways. Even Juggernaut, which people thought wouldn't be viable, may have potential. There could be a ton of playstyles in this game. Could is doing some heavy lifting. It's too early to say which fuses are good, and there may be one which ends up dominating the rest. I'd also be lying if I said the roster isn't a concern. In a perfect world where most teams are viable, the variety is fine. Not great, but okay. If there are certain meta teams that dominate, the game could get stale. If a month from now there are only 4 or 5 viable teams, things will not look good. It's impossible to tell how the balance will be at this stage, at least for me. I barely know what each character can do, let alone how strong they are in the wider context of the game. I've been playing Blitz and Ari. Blitz does a ton of damage and is simple to play. He has easy combos which aren't spacing dependent. Ari has far harder execution, and her mid-screen combos often don't work in the corner. There's a huge difference in the difficulty between the characters. I'm enjoying Blitz. It's been a long time since I've played a grappler, and his design clicks with me. Ari, I think, probably isn't for me. I'm planning on dropping her, possibly for Jinx, but I haven't decided yet. There are some other concerns with this game. The lobby system doesn't really work for me. I want to be able to sit in training mode matchmaking, especially in a game with this much to lab. The developers keep pushing this lobby as being a new and social experience. For me, it doesn't add anything but friction. Guilty Gear Strive's lobby system was one of the things that made me drop that game, but that game's online experience was flawed in general. 2XKO's lobby isn't as bad as Strive's, but I still wish it was optional. I can't comment on the ranked mode or monetization. Ranked isn't available in the beta yet. The beta also isn't monetized. Everything in the beta is easily unlockable for free, but who knows if this will be the case once the game releases. So will 2XKO become my new main game? It's possible, but unlikely. It depends how the game evolves. I enjoy the freeform neutral and creativity, but this could easily be optimized away. If set play becomes oppressive and every round comes down to a single touch, it's probably not for me. I'm enjoying the game a lot, but I'm also mindful that right now, no one really knows how to play it. I also enjoy Street Fighter too much to stop playing it. I currently plan to play both games. Long term, I expect to end up playing more Street Fighter than 2X. Street Fighter scratches an itch that no other fighting game does. I may end up dropping 2X completely, but it's too early to say. It depends what direction the game ends up going. I plan to be treating 2X as a casual side game and not a game to take super seriously. Overall, my first impression of 2XKO is positive. Despite a rough initial learning curve, it didn't take me all that long to start enjoying the game. The game has a lot of potential, but things could also become too oppressive. Let me know your thoughts on 2X in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.